Today we're going to learn about 3D shapes. Hey boys and girls, Mrs. Thompson here. I teach kindergarten at Old Point Elementary, and today we're going to talk about 3D shapes. To get started, we are going to review some of the 3D shapes you have already learned with your teachers. So if you look over here at my chart, I brought my chart just like at school. We're going to talk about these 3D shapes before we get started. And then I'm going to read a book and we're going to play a game and you're going to help me. So here we go. Let's review our 3D shapes. So right up here I have several different 3D shapes that your teacher probably talked to you about. Let's go over them. I'm going to point, and if you know it, you can go ahead and say it before I do. Okay, ready? Let's start. Do you know what this one is? Did you say cube? If you said cube, you were right. If you said square, you were thinking of a 2D shape, those flat shapes. These are 3D shapes, which means you can hold them in your hand, you can build with them. So it's a cube. All right, everybody say cube. Good job. All right, next. What is this one? Like a soup can. Cylinder? Yes, it's a cylinder. Very good. If you didn't say cylinder, practice that word now. Say cylinder. Good. All right, let's look at the next one. Here's one. What do you think that is? This has got an example of a shoebox. That is a rectangular prism. Oh, that's a mouthful. Let's say that one together. Rectangular prism. Good job. All right, I bet you know this next one. What is this thing? Like a birthday hat or the thing you might put ice cream in? That's a clue. It's an ice cream what? Cone. That's why we call it an ice cream cone, because it's made out of what shape? A cone. Awesome. All right, what about this one? Do you know what this thing is called? Pyramid. Good, that's a pyramid. All right, now remember, I'm going to point to the next one. Don't say the 2D shape you might be thinking when you see this. What's this 3D shape? It's the shape of a ball. What is that? Yes, that is a sphere. If you said circle, that's the 2D shape. And this one does look like a circle on paper. It's hard to draw a 3D shape. But if you think about a ball, a soccer ball, or a basketball, that is a sphere. Good. All right, this is our last one. Look down here. This one's a little trickier. Triangular prism. If you knew that one, you should kiss your brain right now, because that one is super tricky. Let's say it together. Triangular prism. You might see this one in some of the blocks you have built with, or maybe some of your Lego sets. You've probably seen shapes like that. Now that we've practiced our 3D shapes, I'm going to read you a book about 3D shapes. Are you ready? Here's our book about 3D shapes. Now look at this front cover. What did they build with their 3D shapes? What is that? Yeah, that's a castle. And here's what I'm talking about between the difference between 2D shapes and 3D shapes. If you had a bunch of 2D shapes drawn on some paper, could you build a real castle? No, not like this, but with 3D shapes, like these blocks here and these blocks, you can actually build things. Let's see what 3D shapes they use to build this castle. Go ahead and call out a shape you might think they use, one of the 3D shapes. Go ahead and say one. I bet you're right. Let's see. And there's the review of some of those shapes we just talked about. Solid shapes, or 3D shapes, are everywhere. We can walk around them. We can pick them up. Look at this castle. You can see solid shapes. The solid shapes have names. Okay, so look, we have two castles here. This is a real life castle. And this is the one they made out of blocks, but it looks pretty similar, doesn't it? They use these cones to make the top turrets of the castle. Look at that. So 3D shapes are everywhere, even in a real castle. Cubes. A cube is a solid shape. Flat surfaces on a solid shape are called faces. A cube has 6 faces. You can see 3 faces here. Look at these faces. 1, 2, 3. And then if you turn the cube, you can see 4, 5, and 6. Kind of like on a die, like dice in a game. Those are cubes. Look at these objects. How many cubes do you see? Oh, let's look. Look at this castle part right here. Do we see any cubes? What color are the cubes? Red, good. The red ones are cubes. See those red cubes? Very good. It says how many cubes? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Awesome. This little question down here says, does a cube roll? Can you roll a cube? Probably not very good. It's probably why balls are not made out of cubes, are they? What are balls? Yeah, they're spheres because you can roll those. Let's keep going. What's this shape? You remember that one? Cylinder, good. A cylinder is another 3D shape. It has 2 faces. One face is at the top and the other face is at the bottom. You can only see one of the faces when it's sitting like this, can't you? In a minute, I'm going to show you the other faces of a real cylinder. All right, look at this part of the castle. How many cylinders can you find? All right, what color do you see cylinders here? Yellow, good job. The yellow ones are cylinders right here. Maybe not all the yellow ones, because I don't think those are cylinders, but the cylinders are yellow. Let's see, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think 8. There's one back there. 8 cylinders. Wow. It says, where have you seen cylinders? Can you think of something you've seen at home that is a cylinder? You know what? I know this example is a soup can. That's a cylinder. What about, have you ever seen like markers or crayons? Those are actually cylinders. Maybe you can look around your house and see if you see any other cylinders. What's this one? A cone, awesome. This solid shape is a cone. The cone has 1 flat face. See it there at the bottom? What does it have at the top? Not a face. Yeah, it has a point, doesn't it? It says, can you name the shape of this face? Yeah, the face of a cone is a circle. All right, look at this castle now. How many of them are cones and what color are the cones? Can you look at that and see? Yes, the cones are orange. Let's count the cones together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And these aren't cones, even though they have a point at the top. Pretty sure those are triangular prisms. But these with the points are the cones. Awesome. And what was this one? Don't say circle. What is it? Yes, a sphere. Say sphere. Good. Do you play ball? Does a ball have any flat faces? No, it doesn't. A ball has no flat faces. A ball is a sphere. A sphere is round. So when you're looking at these 3D shapes, if it doesn't have any faces, what is it? Yeah, it's a sphere. Very good. All right, now let's look at this castle. Do we see any spheres? Where do they put the spheres? Oh, I see them. They're yellow too. And they're right here. 1, 2. That's pretty cool. It says, look around your room. Can you find any spheres? I don't know if you have any spheres at home. Maybe you have some balls. Maybe you have other toys that are round. You'll have to look around and see what you have at home. Solid shapes are everywhere. You can name solid shapes and you can describe solid shapes too. And that's what we're going to do in a minute. Describing is where we tell about something. And you can use solid shapes to build. Oh, and we definitely know we can do that with Legos and blocks and all kinds of things. And that's the end of our book. So I'm going to close our book and I'm going to put it back. And now I have a game for you. Are you ready? you're gonna help me. It's a mystery game. In my bag, I have solid shapes. I'm going to describe them, and you are gonna guess what it is. And when I pull it out, you're gonna see if you were right. Now let me tell you which ones are in here so you know what you're thinking for. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what's in the bag. I have a cube in the bag. I have a cylinder. I have a cone, and I have a sphere. Okay, I didn't do these other ones right now. Okay, so I have these 4 in this bag. I'm gonna describe them with words. I'm gonna reach in and tell you what I feel. You tell me what it is. Ready? Here we go. First one. Oh, I got one. Okay, let me feel it. It definitely has faces. I think I feel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel 6 faces. What do you think that one is? Which one had 6 faces? Let me hear you say it. I'm listening. Yes! Did you say cube? You were right. It was a cube. Very good. So there's the cube. Let's find another one. Here we go. I'm not even going to peek. I don't want to know either. It's a mystery. Okay. This one feels kind of round. But let me get another clue. Okay, I feel 1 face. I feel 2 faces. Kind of feels like a Pringles can or a soup can. Oh, what is that? A cylinder. Very good. You found it. A cylinder. It has 2 faces, and it does kind of have a little bit of a roundness to it. It can roll. Awesome. All right, let's go to another one. Okay, I found one. Let me feel it. Feels a little round. I feel 1. There's 1 face. What else do I feel? Oh, something pointy. Which one is that? Did you say cone? Good job. It was a cone with 1 face and that pointy end. That's what made me figure it out. Awesome. Last one. And since I told you what's in here, I bet you might already know, but just in case you don't, let's try to figure it out. Okay. This one has 0 faces. It's totally round. What is that? Yeah, you got it. It's a sphere. Very good. No faces on a sphere. It's just completely round. That's a sphere. You were just able to figure out everything in my mystery bag. Everybody kiss your brain. Super smart. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you today is something you can try at home to make 3D shapes. You obviously, maybe not, probably can't make wooden shapes at home. That's a little tricky. And you know, we just talked about how it's hard to draw 3D shapes. It's easy to draw 2D shapes. You can draw circles and squares on paper. But 3D shapes, you have to get a little bit more creative. So let me show you something. Do you know what this stuff is? Like clay or Play-Doh? You can make this at home too if you don't have any. There's all kinds of recipes out there. But with clay, you can make 3D shapes. Watch. You just take a little bit, and to make a sphere, you just roll a ball. And you can make a sphere. You can even make a cube. Did you know that? If you kind of make a sphere, and then you kind of squish it in and make like all of your 6 faces, and you kind of keep squishing it around and around, eventually you'll get a cube. You just have to keep trying. Don't give up. I know my boys and girls tried this in class with me. They know how to do it. I know everybody can try. Look, and you kind of have a cube. And if you make all of your own 3D shapes, you can play this game with maybe your brothers and sisters, or your mom or dad or grandma or grandpa at home. You can make them with the Play-Doh, stick them in a bag, and then make them guess what it is. You could describe it and make them guess. Wouldn't that be fun? And then maybe they can try it with you. I know you guys can do a great job, and I know now you know all about your 3D shapes, and you're going to be ready to build with them and talk about them and describe them. Great job. Bye, everybody.